Welcome, good afternoon. Is everybody excited about FIFA? Let me hear you. No, I didn't hear anything. Come on, are you excited about FIFA? Why? That's what I want to hear. Okay. And we're going to start in just like a couple of minutes because we're having a lot of people trickling in. I want to make sure everybody's here. We have the committee here. They're very excited to present to you all the opportunities to collaborate, to promote FIFA. And so stand by, and we're going to be starting in just a couple of minutes. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. If we can have everybody, I would like to ask everybody to please be seated. We're getting ready to start. Good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing? Welcome, welcome, and thank you for taking the time to join us today for doing business with FIFA World Cup 2026. How many of you are ready to do business with FIFA World Cup? There you go. And we have our committee here that are going to tell you all about the process, right? To do business with FIFA World Cup 2026. We're really excited to bring this conversation to Broward County and to welcome our World Cup committee here to Broward. As the Assistant Director with the Office of Economic and Small Business Development, I am proud to welcome the FIFA World Cup Miami Host Committee to Broward County. We want to thank them for being here. Sports are very important for us here in South Florida, and we have a rich history, right, in our region to support sports. Just this past week and over the weekend at the Hard Rock Stadium, we had 500,000 fans that were participating in the 2025 FIFA Club as well. Less than 100 days away, we are going to bring FIFA here to Broward County, the 2026 World Cup for the first time ever, right here to South Florida. In addition to that, FIFA is expected to generate significant global, national, and local economic impact. We're talking about billions of dollars in economic impact. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of jobs created globally and locally as part of this event. So that's why we're really excited. That's why we're having this event today, because we want you to learn about the process. so you can be part of that opportunity. We look forward to hearing about the opportunities from the Miami Host Committee. They're going to explain to you the process. They're going to share with you the contact information. Where do you have to go to be part of that process, etc. So we want all of you to be very intentional on listening to the process and also asking questions at the end of the presentation. We're going to be sharing all this information with you. We're going to email you the details of our event today. Our event is being recorded as well, so you'll have access to the recording. And for those that were not able to join us today, they will be able to go to our YouTube channel to be able to see all the information that we're sharing. But before we begin today, I would like to highlight some exciting opportunities that the Office of Economic and Small Business Development and Broward County Board of County Commissioners have for all of you. Right now, we have a micro-grant program available for our Broward County small businesses. So we encourage you to go to our website to learn more about the micro-grant program. We have received over 100 applications to date, but we want all of you to take advantage of that. So make sure that you follow up with us. Our staff is here available to answer any questions you may have. In addition to that, we would like to invite you to our 10th anniversary FITSE celebration. How many of you know about FITSE? Raise your hand. Excellent, and many of you have attended FITSE. We want to see you again this year, October 22nd and 23rd at the Broward County Convention Center for our two-day event. We bring over 2,000 participants, over 70 delegations from 70 different countries are gonna be in FITSE, and this year's FITSE is gonna be bigger and better because we're celebrating 10 years, our 10-year anniversary. So we hope to see you there, and the registration for FITSE is gonna open on Monday, June 30th. So stay tuned for more information on that, and also the sponsorship opportunities and exhibitor opportunities will be on our website, available on Monday, June 30th. We're gonna be sharing a QR code in a few minutes that is gonna give you access to all the links to all this information. You're gonna have just one QR code that is gonna take you to the microgrant information, it's gonna take you to the FITSE registration and more. We wanna make it as easy for you as possible. So again, thank you again for joining us today, and we look forward to our continuing engagement with all of you throughout the year. And now I'd like to welcome Paola Isaac for the next part of our presentation.
Thank you, Maribel. And I'm so excited to see not only familiar faces, but new faces. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Paola Isaac. I'm the International Chief Economic Development Officer for International. And why is International important? Well, we are sitting at the gateway to the world. If you look at a map, I say this at many presentations, if you look at Canada all the way down to South America, who is in the middle of the continent? South Florida. So we're very excited to be here. Our strategic geographic location, our door of entry to the continent, not just the United States. And this is why we have this program, the international programs that are part of the Office of Economic and Small Business Development. But at the end of the presentation, we'll also give you an overview of all the services that you have. This is your taxpayers' money. So there's a lot of great services out there to help you in the international side, how to import, how to export, how to connect with other countries. And this is why the segue of this event today, it's part of our Doing Business with the World series. So usually when we do Doing Business with the World, we focus on a country or two or a continent. But now, for the first time in history, we focus on a specific event, and a global event that's going to be taking place here in South Florida. So we are, again, very grateful to the Miami Host Committee for helping us host this information session on how you can partake in all the excitement in any ways. You know, there's not just opportunities for small business, but, you know, volunteering, looking for sponsorship. They're going to present all of this that's going to be beneficial to all of us. So we have to all join hands and help FIFA, right? To make this a great success for our region. And Broward County we're very happy to host this information session today. We also have some people watching us online. Can you imagine? We received 600 RSVP in person, so there was limited spaces, so I'm glad you got here all early. And also, I know the people watching us online, they're going to receive the exact same information that we're sharing today. So if you're watching us online right now, do not worry, because as our assistant director said, we're going to be sharing the information on how you can contact the committee and how you can find out about all the great opportunities. And before I go to a special video I want to show you guys, I want to just acknowledge, I know that we have in the room some special guests. We have a Consul General of Sierra Leone. If you want to stand up, say hello to everybody. Thank you for being with us. Sierra Leone is very strong in soccer, right, as well? You have a strong teams there as well. And you came with some special guests as well, I believe, that came all the way from Sierra Leone. Director of Foreign Affairs from the investment? From the procurement. Oh, wonderful. So we look forward, and I'm sure people after the presentation would love to meet you and greet you. After this presentation, we're going to have a networking at the end, so you can meet all our wonderful guests. I know we're also expecting the Consul General of Jamaica, who will be here very soon as well, but we welcome all the countries from around the world to be part of this wonderful event. And I know I would be remiss if there's so many important people in the room, but I want to also acknowledge Eduardo Torres. If you could stand up, he's the director from the U.S. Department of Commerce for the U.S. Commercial Service. Thank you for being here and bringing your guests. We also have from the state of Florida, Select Florida, Fernando, I think you're here. Fernando's with our partner with the state of Florida. So in terms of exporting assistance, we collaborate with the state, with Select Florida, and with U.S. Department of Commerce. So without further ado, I wanted to keep my remarks short. Yes?
Our director.
And our director. Oh, director. I thought you left. And then director, please stand up. We have a director of the Office of Economic and Small Business Development. And, we always make sure, if there is anybody from any elected official's office, whether it be city or from another county, would you raise your hand if you're part of I know that City of Miramar's here. Clint, you're here from City of Miramar. Any other city representative? Yes?
Councilman Coconut Grove.
Coconut Grove, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you. We're very honored to have all of you here. And in the back? City of Lauderhill, yeah, all great city. I want to mention City of Lauderhill, you have the cricket stadium, right? Another World Cup we had last year with the cricket. So without further ado, we're going to show, you heard from Maribel, it's going to be our 10th anniversary of FITSE, the Florida International Trade and Cultural Expo. And we just want to show you a glimpse from last year and what's to come for this year. So let's roll the video.
This is the 9th year, FITSE 2024.
The whole world is here today.
Welcome to the city of Fort Lauderdale in beautiful Broward County for this wonderful 9th anniversary of the FITSE conference.
FITSE is a place that you can come to as an artist, as a manufacturer, or as a seller of your own services.
On behalf of Governor Ron DeSantis, I welcome you to the great state of Florida. It is an honor to address the 9th annual Florida International Trade and Culture Expo. If you are serious about expanding your business, then you are in the right place.
My warmest greetings go out to the organizers and attendees of this global forum, which brings together leaders in the public and private sectors to discuss opportunities for international partnerships, investments, and cultural exchange.
I am honored as the Honorable Premier of Anguilla to have been invited to this impactful world gathering, which reunites inspiring governments and citizens representing over 70 countries.
We're very honored to have been invited to this important conference that unites inspiring government and citizens representing nations across the globe.
We're coming up on the 10th anniversary of FITSE, and I was there on day one. And why has it grown? A completely different environment, great opportunities.
It's 2 wonderful days learning about business, learning about trade. But what I do is think about the C in FITSE, the cultural aspect of this event.
We have ministers, mayors, high-level businesses.
On behalf of the Government of Canada, I wish you a successful expo. Last year, 3.2 million Canadians chose the Sunshine State for their vacation.
So it's a good opportunity to present and share some of the good news that's taking place in Jamaica.
Queremos que nos visiten en Santo Domingo Este, que les esperamos con los brazos abiertos.
Quest'anno, per il secondo anno, abbiamo allestito il padiglione completamente dedicato al Made in Italy. Il padiglione vuole essere una realtà di promozione del tutto il Made in Italy, delle eccellenze, e far vedere al mondo il lifestyle, mostrare al mondo il lifestyle italiano.
We have different panels on how to import, how to export, doing business with the world.
Thanks to FITSE, last year we did about $5 million in revenue.
We built a network of so many companies we can help get funding. We can help develop them to go after bids.
We want you to take this networking opportunity and turn it into net worth.
Again, I want to thank our wonderful world sponsors and all our sponsors that were here.
It's the first time that Uzbekistan is participating at this important event, and we look forward to participating at every event from now on. And this year, as you know, Uzbekistan is sponsoring this event, and we were happy to present our tourism potential to the audience.
Well, this year, the city of Miramar is proud to be one of the sponsors of FITSE. The city of Miramar has been a corporate leader in Broward County, boasting more companies that are either headquartered or regionally based than any city in South Florida.
Being able to understand that there are affordable solutions available for individuals throughout the state, throughout the globe, because we do offer international packages as well, is extremely important.
The FITSE actually brings those businesses here. It becomes so easy for everyone to have those connections and to develop their network and to be able to develop their business over time.
I think FITSE definitely brought the world to Broward County, and it creates a fair playing ground for all these businesses and entities to come together and make their own network and net worth.
When you have Florida International Trade Culture Expo, bringing over 72 nations, heads of states, culture ambassadors like we have this year, when you bring royals, when you bring delegations from around the world to talk about the trade, we also now are talking about the eco-sustainability portion of them.
We can't wait to see you at FITSE in 2025.
Excited, can't wait to see you at FITSE 2025.
I'm looking forward to it, and everybody, you need to be there.
We're going to build that foundation and celebrate that decade of international activity, and you should be here with us. FITSE 2025.
We will see you next year at the 10th anniversary of FITSE. Thank you, thank you. So we'll see you all at FITSE, right? And I saw also that previous predecessor Lisa was there, so we are honored to again invite. FIFA is going to be October 22 and 23, so we'll be doing more promotions, right? For FIFA and all the excitement, and we're really excited to have everybody there. So now we're going to jump into our main program, and I'm going to introduce, before I introduce our guest of honor, we are going to show an exciting video. So let me just get here. Oh, I think I got a little bit. Okay, let me see here. Nope. We're going to roll the video for our special guest. So if I can cue audiovisual to roll our next video.
My name is Mark Anthony, and this is Miami. Miami has this pulse that you can almost feel walking down the street. That pulse is culture, that pulse is music. The appreciation for living your best life, I believe Miami really, really encapsulates that. I've never met a soccer player that doesn't want to be a singer, and I never met a singer that doesn't want to be a soccer player. It's intertwined. A part of the ritual of sports is music. That's why I'm super excited for what a FIFA World Cup means for Miami, for the sport, and FIFA branching out at this scale. I was there from the beginning of bringing Inter Miami to Miami, and my argument was always, this is the city that encapsulates our entire culture. especially Latino culture. We're all here and fans of the sport. To galvanize a people from all over the world around one cause, I think the world is going to be absolutely amazed with the response. When we come together, it's just like miraculous. Somos unidos, somos 26. Mi gente, como les digo, no se lo pierdan.
I want to hear a bigger cheer for the President and CEO of FIFA World Cup 2026 Miami Host Committee, Alina Hudak. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being with us. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is wonderful to be here. Thank you, Paola. Thank you, Maribel. Thank you to your director. Very special thanks as well to Monica Sapero, the county administrator, who's a dear old friend, and all of the Broward County leadership that has supported us, all of the elected officials that are here in person or online. It's certainly an honor for me as a former public servant. I spent 40 years of my life working in public service, and so for me it's an honor to be here and to be able to share my vision and our vision collectively for what the host committee is going to hopefully do in the next year. And a couple points and a couple of introductory comments, because I am going to introduce my very outstanding staff, and they will present to you all the different facets of the work that we're doing. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave. I have a previous commitment that I have to be back in Miami for. But I wanted to be here personally because I think it's really important, first of all, that the Broward County community understand that when the bid was done in 2017, that's how long we've been in process, right? It was branded as the Miami Host Committee, but quite frankly, any of us who grew up in Miami, any of us that care about legacy, anybody of us that care about what we stand for as a community understand that we're South Florida, and that we're all neighbors, and that we're all partners, and that we're all colleagues, and that we're all friends. And so for me, it's very important that I'm here personally to tell you that we're not just the Miami Host Committee, we're the South Florida Host Committee. We care very much about Broward County and all of your cities being a part of us. We care very much about Palm Beach County. We care about Monroe, and we are engaged with all of the different governments very intentionally. So today you're going to hear a little bit about what our role is and what we do. And as a host committee, we are one of 11 host cities in the United States of America. We are one of 16 cities in the North American continent that are hosting this particular World Cup 2026. And so you can imagine the responsibility, and you can imagine for FIFA how different it is to work with 16 cities as opposed to what they've been traditionally accustomed to, which is working with a country. They show up in a country and they host a World Cup in 2, 1, 3 cities in that country. So this is a very different World Cup in 2026. It will be the largest World Cup in the history of FIFA. In terms of its length, in terms of the number of teams that are involved. And for us in South Florida, what it means is 7 matches, a quarterfinal, and a bronze. And as a host committee, we're responsible for raising all of the funds that we need to raise for purposes of supporting all of the commitments that were made by our community and by our leadership to be able to provide the services, to be able to provide public safety, to be able to provide transportation services, to be able to, put together a core group of 1,000+ volunteers, to be able to do the marketing, the branding, the outreach, to be able to put on a fan fest, to be able to do viewing parties and community outreach events throughout our community. So that's our responsibility. We were created as an offshoot of the Greater Miami Visitors and Convention Bureau. We are a nonprofit entity, and we operate as the Miami Host Committee. And so it has been very challenging because we have to raise a lot of money, and we have to raise a lot of money with commercial partnerships, and we can't actually actively pursue commercial partnerships that are already owned by FIFA. And if you follow soccer, and if you understand the soccer world, there are very large partnerships that already exist. FIFA has existing relationships with Adidas, Coca-Cola, Home Depot. All those industries countries are blocked to us locally. And so I tell you all of this by way of background because I think that it's very important for the business community to understand our limitations and what it is that we can and cannot do. So my team is going to walk you through all the different components that we're involved with, and they're also going to talk a little bit about the effort that we as a local host committee have really pushed for in terms of local business participation and wanting FIFA and all of the things that they're responsible for. And FIFA's primary responsibility is all the activation of the stadium. And that's another interesting concept that I want all of you to understand. Hard Rock Stadium, as we know it, will not be Hard Rock Stadium. It will be the Miami Stadium. FIFA requires that the stadium be blocked for purposes of commercial partnerships. And so everything related to any existing relationship will be blocked. And the Miami Stadium will be sold and will be made available to the commercial partnerships that FIFA has. And so as a host committee, we actually have no rights at the stadium. And we are not involved in any way with any of the activation that is happening at the stadium. But we've pushed, and you'll hear from one of our executives, we've pushed FIFA to create a local business supplier network and resource guidebook that will be made available, and it's very important, again, that that information be provided to us for purposes of creating that resource book so that the mega global companies that they are hiring, because they have hired and are hiring companies to do a lot of the activations and the special event activation that will happen for 30 plus days, have access to local suppliers. And so as you're listening to us today, I think it's very important that you wear multiple hats, that you listen to us from the perspective of your business and what you do and how that fits into the different parameters of what FIFA, the global international organization, will be doing at the stadium and in multiple other locations. I want you to listen to us from the perspective of hospitality and the perspective of tourism, depending again on your business, and understand that while you may not be able to provide direct service to an event, but you need to be ready, depending on your industry, to host people, because there's going to be hundreds of thousands of people coming to South Florida. Not only are they going to come for the matches, but some of them may not come for the matches at all. They're going to come because they just want to be part of the atmosphere and they want to show up at the fan festival that's going to happen, and they want to be able to participate in the viewing parties. So if you're in the hospitality industry, if you're in the food and beverage business, you need to be ready for what's coming, and you need to understand it, and you need to understand the length of the time and where all the different components of not only the events, but the fan festivals, the viewing parties, the watch parties are going to take place, and what the rules are if you own a restaurant and you want to have some kind of a viewing event. There are rules, there are licenses that are required for purposes of you being able to show and to stream the matches. So I want you to, again, listen to the overall presentation. And as we learn more ourselves, because we're learning, and we won't know until December, the draw for the matches doesn't happen officially until December. So it's really not until December that we will know the teams that are coming to South Florida and the times of the matches. And that will change the dynamic of a lot of our planning efforts as well. So I think that it's great, that we were invited to be here today. It's a really good opportunity for us to share the information that we have and all the work that we're doing and what opportunities might be available as a result of that work. I think it's very important to get in early on, as part of the supplier industry guidebook that's being prepared by FIFA. We have worked very closely with Miami-Dade County, and we hope to work equally as closely with Broward to use the small business database that the governments already have for purposes of certified businesses, so that we can use that base in the different types of categories that there might be needs for. And so we've taken that upon ourselves to facilitate that and to make sure that FIFA has that information, and that any vendor or any activation that we're responsible for, that we're using that as a base for purposes of being able to access, vetted and outstanding businesses in our community. So I think that's a good synopsis and a good summary of what, our goal is here today. Again, we are a very small staff right now. We have about 11 employees that were part of the initial hiring and staffing up for purposes of the planning effort. Certainly, we hope that by late December that we will be fully staffed. But again, very important for everyone to understand that we are not a regional government, right? So Alina Hudak isn't going to be the cop on the street. Alina Hudak isn't going to be, hiring the transportation companies that are going to be providing the services. But Alina Hudak and her team are in the thick of facilitating and collaborating and coordinating the magnitude of everything that has to be provided. So we are very involved with all of the law enforcement agencies in South Florida in facilitating not only exercises and conversations that are taking place for purposes of the services that have to be provided. We're very involved with Miami-Dade Transit, Broward County Transit, and a variety of different agencies that will provide the transportation support to the stadium. We're very involved in conversations with the stadium for purposes of the logistics surrounding the stadium and the perimeter of the stadium. So there's a whole host of things that we're providing leadership to as facilitators, as ambassadors, as leaders in the community to make sure that the dots are being connected in such a way that when the World Cup comes to South Florida, our residents, our visitors experience the best possible experience in the world. And we know that we are South Florida and that we're very different from Kansas City. No disrespect to my colleagues in Kansas City who I engage with very often, but we are different. We are the gateway of the Americas. We're the gateway to the Caribbean, and we have a tremendous European presence here. And so we know that the matches that take place here are going to be very significant. We know that we've been talking to the Consular Corps in South Florida, and we actually had a briefing in preparation for Club with the Consular Corps, and we intend to do another briefing as we get closer to World Cup. And we know that every country has concerns and interests and awareness that they want information about, and we know that there's tremendous interest. And we've been told by some consuls that their countrymen and women want to actually make South Florida their base, and that wherever their team goes, they're going to travel throughout the country and they're going to follow their team, but South Florida might be their base. So again, it's not just about the 7 matches, it's about the 33 plus days that the World Cup will be in South Florida. And we certainly all hope that we're prepared, that we're ready, that we look our best. And I tell people, when we get ready to host people at home, right, we all prepare. We clean our house, we make sure that we have pretty flowers, and we make sure that everything looks good. And so for me, it's very personal, right? I challenge all of us as residents of South Florida to be a part of it, and to, it's our responsibility to be a part of it and to engage in a way that is positive and helpful to all of the different agencies that are responsible. I attended my first real soccer match last week. We're an American football family. My daughters, when I took this job, my daughters joked that we are no longer an American football family. We are a football family at the Hudaks, and we're proud of that. And I attended 2 club matches last week, and wow, what an education and how exciting. And last night, I made my entire family watch Inter Miami and Palmeiras, and it was so exciting to watch, right? To watch the Brazilian community, because the Brazilian committee showed up. 90% of the audience was the Brazilian community. It was amazing. But I can tell you that the power of soccer, the power of sports, the unifying force and the emotion of all of it is nothing but positive. It's nothing but happiness. And in June, July, which is a time of year where, quite frankly, it's not the height of our tourism season, it's a great, amazing, incredible thing that we have a World Cup coming to our community. So I hope that you're as excited as I am and as my team is, and I thank you for being engaged, for participating, for being here today. Those of you that are listening, thank you for listening, and please know that we're here to provide you as much information as possible in terms of what we know, and that you have our commitment to come back at some later date as the information gets updated and be able to provide you with additional information and education. Thank you again. Thank you.
Please join me again in thanking Alina, our president of the Miami Host Committee, for joining us today. And I would like to acknowledge one of our commissioners, Commissioner Davis, who is joining us virtually. Commissioner Davis has been selected by the Board of County Commissioners as the Florida International Trade and Cultural Expo representative. So we have been working with Commissioner Davis for the last few months to start gearing up for FITSE, for planning for that big celebration 10th year anniversary we're going to have this year. So I would like to acknowledge that Commissioner Davis is joining us virtually. Thank you, Commissioner Davis, for joining us. And we're looking forward again to seeing all of you as part of FITSE. We want to engage all of you as our local small businesses as part of the process to celebrate FITSE, to continue to share information about FITSE, to be an exhibitor on our marketplace, and to continue to work as a team to continue to promote the amazing opportunities we have here in Broward County for each one of you. Now I'm going to bring Paola back, who's going to introduce the rest of the presentation. Paola.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And thanks again to our wonderful Commissioner Davis. We're so excited about FITSE and that we're going to have also the support from all the dais, but definitely from Commissioner Davis. So thanks again for watching us virtually. I'm going to put together the presentation for our next speaker, which I'm going to introduce shortly. Let me just find where we have the presentation. Won't be long. No, this is the video. Sorry. Let me see here. I think we did. I probably control. It's above number 2. It's above. Yeah, if you can have. I'm not very technically well. Where'd it go? I was trained on how to do it, but obviously. Next to the 2 icons.
Oh, right there it is. There it is.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, perfect.
There you go.
Okay, wonderful. And on that note, we have another very special guest from the committee, and she is the Chief Marketing and Communication Officer for the FIFA World Cup 2026 Miami Host Committee. Please give a round of applause for Janelle Prieto. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Janelle. Thank you for being here. You have this to change the slides.
Thank you. I have to say, it's really cool sitting up there. You feel very powerful. And there's a huge gavel, but that I'm like a kid trying to stay away from it, to not knock it. But it's so great to be here. My name is Janelle Prieto, and as Paola said, I am the Chief Marketing and Community Officer. And when I took this job, everyone said, why did you add the community part? Isn't it enough to do the marketing for Miami World Cup? And for me, I'm born and raised in South Florida. So this is my home. This is, where I grew up, the city that I love, that I've seen evolve. Spent a lot of time here in Broward. I don't see a division between South Florida. I think that we're all one, and our cultures and the mix that we have is what makes us so special. Does anybody remember Super Bowl in 2020? Which I fondly call the closing of the world party, the best one, because a few weeks later, as you recall, we went into COVID. So when we talk about World Cup, everybody, this town, our biggest event has always been a Super Bowl. And after I did the Super Bowl, I went in to work with a confederation. So it's FIFA, and there's 6 governing bodies of FIFA, which are called confederations, and they're the ones that develop the sport in the region. So I knew nothing about the sport. And I spent 3 years in CONCACAF, traveling the region, North America, Central America, and the Caribbean, and really seeing that this is the most unifying sport on the planet. So when this was brought to me, we're living in difficult times. There's a lot of division. I think that we have such a huge opportunity, and I say this with all sincerity. We take this responsibility so seriously because we know that it's more than just a game. And so when we give context, we say, World Cup is what we're going 39 days that this town will be activated. I don't know how we're going to get around. I will tell you that I stay up at night. Like, I look at everything now through the lens of World Cup, right? I'm driving down the road. I'm like, look at this traffic, and they need to get this done before the 26th. And they should, I mean, I'm like a grumpy old lady traveling around town and saying, like, they need to start finding these construction companies because this project was supposed to be done before 26. So we're really looking at everything in the lens because we want to welcome the world to the best possible South Florida that we can offer. And that's when Alina, I think she did such a great job of, you know, doing a recap of everything that we're doing. I hope to share with you a little bit of the scale. When we look at Super Bowl, and think about it this way, there is more viewership to a draw, and the draw is when the teams are selected. I don't know if anybody has seen it. It's not particularly exciting. They pull like little lotto balls, and that's how they select the teams that are going to be matched up. And as Alina said, that's going to happen in December, and that's when I think really the momentum, because teams and fans are going to know where they want to visit and what cities. But do you know that a draw has more viewership than a Super Bowl? So it's like, when you think of that, is incredible. And I'm going to share with you kind of some of the numbers to give you a perspective. And what we're here today is we're building the plane as we're flying it, right? This is a first for all of us to really say, you know, think about it. We're 7 Super Bowls back to back. And I personally, I thought I wasn't going to survive one Super Bowl, so I think we're all a little crazy to do this, but it's because we understand the platform and the opportunity, not only economic, but social, that it'll create across South Florida. So we're super excited. Let me tell you a little bit about what we have planned. Actually, this is interesting. I didn't know this was in here, but this process started over 10 years ago, right, when we bid to host the World Cup. And here you have former mayor of Miami-Dade County, Carlos Jimenez, that signed this. We put this in there because we hold everybody to account and say, don't forget that you supported this, so now we need your help now. So that's why we have this here in the presentation, because it really is a collective mission. This is not one person that one day woke up and said, we want this here. This has been a long time in the making. So to have this, again, is a huge honor, and we don't want to squander it. We want to make sure that we have the best World Cup in all of the U.S. And then this is just a little bit of key milestones, right? So my job is to really promote World Cup for people. When I did the Super Bowl, I will also tell you, I knew nothing about American football. I was the one that would show up in the wrong colors, but I knew how to tailgate, and I knew how to go to the suite and have fun and party. So it was a big joke when everybody said, why you, as someone that doesn't know anything about sport, why would they choose you to market the Super Bowl? And I said, I actually, in my humble opinion, think it's a brilliant choice, because I am someone that is looking at an event like this from a different perspective, right? Not as a fan that's going to come and show up. How do we create opportunities for people that we know in South Florida, everybody likes the kind of the fancy VIP thing. Everybody likes the culture, the music, the food that only South Florida can provide on this global stage. So we're bringing that same mentality now. Of course, I know a little more about this sport, and I've drank the Kool-Aid. I really think it's so incredible, and seeing the passion that people have this sport in their blood. Like you, and I don't know if anybody saw the Boca Juniors match that was a few days ago. The passion of those fans, I mean, these are grown men crying, and they're like, you know, Boca forever. But that passion is what we want to harness in everything that we're doing. And again, it's all about authenticity to us. What works for us is not what's going to work for a Kansas City, what's not going to work for, you know, a San Francisco. So we're really bringing our unique flair and what we stand for as a community. And I think if you follow us on social media, I say it all the time. I know this is being recorded, and I get in trouble all the time because I say things I shouldn't say, but we really are the sexiest and the coolest host city. So take a look at our social media. I'm going to do a little plug. If you're not following us already, FWC Miami 26, and you'll see all the things that we're up to. We are not only, you know, delivering on the bid, that is a massive contract. We have, I mean, it is like a binder, and it haunts my dreams all the time. But we have a lot of commitments that we are contractually obligated. And then it's everything else. We're we're a really ambitious group of people, everybody that you'll hear from today and the folks that are back in the office, we all truly love South Florida and we want to do the best. So we're always thinking about what are we going to do in sustainability? What are the standards we're going to hold our vendors to? And you're going to hear some of that later when we talk to you about what we're doing with legacy and how that intersects with small businesses and the vendors that we're looking to work for. So if you see this, 2017 was when the bid was submitted. Then you have 22 when it was announced that Miami would be a host city. Then you have in February of 24, it was a pivotal step. What did we do there? We do so much. Let's see. This is when we really announced and came out and said, we're here in South Florida. The host committee was formed. And again, as Alina said, people don't realize that we are not FIFA, again, and we have to correct people all the time. I get calls all the time and resumes and saying, I want to work for FIFA. I'm like, well, we're not FIFA. We are a group of professionals that really essentially take a career break and we come together and this is a project, so we believe in this much that we leave, we've all left, roles that we have loved to really commit to this. So this just shows you a little bit of the milestones. We've had a great amount of support from Miami-Dade County Commission. We approved preliminary funding. Again, we needed seed money, right? We need to be able to get the ball rolling. There's a lot of preparations. When we hit the 1 year out mark, which was June 11th, was that last week? I don't even know, but you saw Mr. Mark Anthony, which was just one of the many ambassadors. We're announcing ambassadors from all different, walks of life, from all different, music and culinary, and you're going to be seeing that throughout. We kicked off with Ronaldinho. I heard a Brazilian here in the corner. Ronaldinho, legend, that has been very supportive. And again, what we're trying to do is infuse what does the South Florida brand look like on a global stage. And then here, I don't know if anybody's heard, so music is a big part of what we're doing. And what we call our Sonic ID, which is the sound of the city. And we have a Grammy Award winning producer, Mr. Nice Guy. He's from Puerto Rico. And he reworked basically kind of the musical anthem without words for Miami. So it's what our 900,000 fans that we're expecting, I think it's going to be more, are going to be hearing the sound as you enter the stadium, as you walk through, the airport, and it gets people really excited. And I think if you listen to it, you'll see kind of the flair, how it captures that. And has anybody seen our poster with our flamingo? So what's funny about the flamingo, right? Because we launched a campaign and we had 9 different artists that applied that wanted to participate, and they, created incredible submissions. And then we had a voting and a committee. And Alina, and I can say this because she left, she's like, I hate flamingos. I don't know why flamingos. And you want to know what's so ironic? A few weeks ago, we get a call from a group that was going Miami Metro Zoo, and they were going up to Tallahassee to lobby for the flamingo to be recognized as the official bird of Florida. So I was like, hey, we were right, our group. So this was amazing. We partnered with a Brazilian artist, Ruben Ruber, and this is one commemorative poster out of 16 cities, and fans from all over the world are collecting this, and this has gone viral. It's been amazing. You're gonna see how it comes to life. Again, we can't reinvent the wheel, right? We have so much going on, so we'll be tapping into our Basel. Do you guys know what's going on in 26? And because we're here to talk about World Cup, but World Cup is the cherry on top of everything that is happening next year in Miami. It will be the largest, and I don't say this lightly, it will be the largest economic impact to our city in the history of our city when it comes to sports. We have World Baseball Classic, we have NASCAR's coming back. What else do we have, Jennifer? We have Formula One, Miami National Championships. It's one thing after another. So when I tell people, and we're having this conversation of how businesses need to start preparing, you're not just preparing for summer of 20, you need to be ready now, because the influx of tourists, the influx of businesses, and we'll talk to you specific about what we're gonna be leading and what kind of our milestone events are gonna be and how you can get involved in that. But every single brand will be activating in Miami. I mean, we hear that in every single conversation that we have. Alina touched upon this a little bit. We talk to embassies, we talk to delegations. I am always on the phone with, the media partners that we're working with. Miami and South Florida will be the hub. We will feel the economic, we are talking all the way up to Orlando of where folks and fans are going to be staying. So the impact is going to be so far and wide, but everyone is making South Florida their hub. Right? So, and why? Because we have so many folks in the region that our families are going to come and spend time with us here. They're making this their base, and we have a feeling we're going to get some good teams, and we're going to put it out there in the juju and light a little candle and say, Miami's going to get the best teams. So I'm going to just continue. This is, again, we got to remind everybody the importance and how everybody's involved in this. And you see everybody from the Dolphins to our different mayors, and how from the beginning, this is really a collaboration from a federal level down to a local level and a regional level. So this is the tournament overview. So there's 50% more participating nations than in 2022. Again, this will be the largest sporting event the world has ever seen. And then more matches than in 2022, so 62% more, 48 nations from 5 different continents, 104 matches, June 11th through July 19th again. So 2020, right, pre-pandemic, pre-inflation, everything, all the craziness that has happened, we had an economic impact of $572 million. And there was only activations for, I would say, at most 8 days around the Super Bowl. So imagine us activating for 39 days that this city will come alive and having 7 back-to-back Super Bowls. So when we talk about economic impact at like 1.3, we have to be conservative. We didn't want the other cities to get jealous, so we worked with FIFA on that figure. But when we look at that, I think it is very, very low. Okay, so just to give you some perspective. So here are the match schedule, and I always love to tell this story. If you see on the 18th, we have the bronze final. Nobody likes to go to be in the third place match, right? And I have all my friends at FIFA, and when they were trying to figure out the schedule and how they're going to get the players, because logistically this is like a lot, right? They said, where are we going to put the bronze cup? And they said, we have to have it in Miami. And everybody's like, well, why in Miami? Why in South Florida? They said, because people don't care about the game at that point. Like, it will be the true fans, of course, and that will be, excited to see their teams. But people will be coming here for our beaches, our music, our food, our hospitality. So they knew that no matter who makes it, this will be the best place to host a bronze cup. So that was a personal challenge to me. I'm like, we're going to make it the coolest bronze cup, third place match ever. So we're excited. So again, you see the span of match days hosted in each city. After New York and New Jersey, which again, they have the final, and it is based on capacity, right? They have MetLife Stadium, which will be called New York, New Jersey Stadium when they remove the branding. And after New York, New Jersey, we are the city with the most activation, 33 days, and the third place final. Okay, and Alina already talked about this, how the branding for Hard Rock will be removed. And then economic impact, again, I think this is very low when we look at numbers. So 700,000 plus visitors. We already don't fit, right, here in South Florida. 1.3 billion in economic impact, over 10,000 plus jobs. Again, I think this is the most underrated and lowest and conservative figure that we have. We already see, just from in 2020 and just the interactions and the programs, and as Alina said, we had a program with the NFL called Business Connect. And FIFA was not even thinking about this, right? Because they have a lot on their plates. And Miami and South Florida, we said we need to have a small business program. We need to make sure that we're connecting the dots because we have the talent here locally. And it's, because listen, I get calls the other day, they sent me someone and they said, oh, from Qatar, and we haven't, I was like, no, we're not not going to do Qatar. We're going to do someone from South Florida. So we are really so top of mind on that because we know what incredible businesses and talents that we have here and vendors here in South Florida. And then we need at least 10,000 volunteers. I think from seeing Club World Cup, we're probably going to need a little more because it's a lot of, we want to make sure that people are strategically placed all across South Florida so that our fans really have the best experience throughout this. And then this just shows you, this is a slide that we kept in here. We really were very strategic about putting together our board. And you see there's a mix of folks from all over, but these are really influential folks that are imperative to helping us raise our fundraising goals. Everybody thinks we get a check from FIFA. We do not. We ask all the time and they say, no, no, no. So we are really working hard with this great team of folks that are on the ground making phone calls. And again, I think it's the hardest job and the easiest job. I think if you get it and get the opportunity that this is going to bring for South Florida, it's not a hard sell, right, to understand what is coming. So again, this is talking about the brand. We're all about blending football and culture, and in the Magic City, creating a unique and an immersive experience that captivates fans from all over the world. So Lindsay Johnson, and my colleague, and our Chief of Staff, and our Head of Small Business Development will be talking to you about specific opportunities. But again, our crown jewel is going to be the Fan Fest, which will be taking place in, I can't say where yet, we're going to announce it soon, but it will be our crown jewel in terms of what we're going to be delivering for fans and what we're responsible for as a host city. But aside from all of this, again, we're getting phone calls, and what's great is that we are making sure that all requests from all tourism boards, all, permitting is all coming to us so that we can have control over the brand. There is obviously going to be guerrilla marketing that takes place all the time, and different groups that are going to be trying to do their own thing. I will say FIFA is extremely, extremely diligent when it comes to brand protection. So we tell everybody, don't go rogue and do your own thing and start, spending money and using the brand and, screenshotting the logo and putting it out there. Don't do it because it will come back. But that's what we're here for, to do our best to help guide you in direction and give you toolkits to make sure that your, whether it's your patrons, whether, anybody that is coming to do business with you, that they see a relationship to World Cup, but that you're not going to get in trouble with the brand protection team and get a call from the FIFA lawyers. And then just a little bit about what we've been doing in marketing. Media is off the charts. It really has been fantastic. We'd had such a great, every media outlet is looking for just as tidbits of information, and we're expecting Miami to be a media hub. So between 5,000 and 7,000 media outlets that all come with their teams, they come with their production companies, they're gonna be based here in South Florida. Right? I think of, there were already getting calls on Las Olas. Everybody, of course, wants the backdrop of the beach. Everybody wants the beautiful landscapes that we have here to offer. And what I tell people, because we don't think about media too much, but media is an essential part of when we have, and for your businesses as well. They are going to be highlighting local businesses, what businesses are doing that's unique for fans that are coming in. They're going to want to see, how is your restaurant doing a specific day and a specific culinary. So again, it really is about getting extremely creative. And again, also, once we decide and once it's decided what teams are going to come here, I think it's really important to look at what the cultures look like, right, behind those fans, and how you, as business owners, can cater to these folks that are going to be coming here. And I have these conversations a lot with folks in hospitality and in hotels. Make sure that you are aware of what the customs are, what people are going to be looking for when they're here. So we've been working very closely with the hotel associations on that. So again, how do you tailor that and tweak when you're looking at how you're going to be marketing your services and businesses? And this is the poster campaign. A better look at the poster and that lovely flamingo flying over the ball. And this is Mr. Nice Guy, and you can, again, go on our social media and hear all this great. And again, 1 year out, I think that's what, I'm going to look at my colleagues up there where we got, have a few over there and one over here. But we got very nervous when the 1-year countdown on June 11th came, because now it's very, very real. And I say that people have more time to plan a wedding than when we do for a World Cup. But I think we're gonna make it work with the help of all of you guys. So we're excited. And again, social media content, you saw Mark Anthony in the video, that was fun. And what's great is that we've realized everybody's eager to help. Like, I have worked with a lot of these folks in the past, and then you gotta get through their agents, and you gotta negotiate how much you're gonna pay them and all that great stuff. This is, everybody's like, how can we work with you, and how can we make South Florida shine? So it makes our jobs much, much easier, and we're really excited. And you just see kind of just how we're really building momentum, getting people excited, and making sure they're following along of what we're doing. And we are on the tail of New York and New Jersey for Instagram followers. So if everybody can get out your phones and start following us, I would really appreciate it, because I'm very competitive and I want to be #1, okay? So I hope I gave you a little idea of what the breadth of that's coming. I want everybody to be really excited. I think what we say every day, it's not our job to, develop the sport. It is not our job, but it is our job to use this as a platform in service of all of you, and to give you as much resources as possible, because we really, truly, I genuinely mean this when I say it, we feel this is a collective experience. We need to work together and really be on a team, and it should be something that benefits our entire region. So it is an honor. Thank you so much for listening to me babble along. And now I'm going to pass it over to the lovely Lindsay Johnson, which is going to tell you a little more specific about our Fan Fest.
Okay, are you all enjoying the information so far? Awesome, awesome. I love coming behind Janelle, and it's always great to have her a part of our presentations, because she brings her Super Bowl knowledge, she brings her sports knowledge. I don't think she told you all that she came from CONCACAF, her and Jen. So she's like our veterans soccer expert in the office, and so she puts so much context to everything that we do. So we're gonna keep diving in here, right? So we have soccer fans in the audience, right? So who has been to a FIFA fan festival? Yes, okay. So I have the pleasure of serving as the Chief of Staff for the FIFA World Cup Host Committee, but I'm also doubling as our local supplier program liaison or lead. And so this is my intersection of everything that we're doing, and it's gonna be my pleasure to share you how our local businesses can help us deliver FIFA Fan Festival. So FIFA Fan Festival, if you're not aware, has become the crown jewel of the FIFA World Cup experience. It is a, do not miss kind of fanfare convention that is a model within the FIFA World Cup tournament, right? So essentially it is a main gathering of fans that includes a live broadcast of the match. It includes the best cuisine and entertainment, music, and it also is where our commercial sponsors will be activating. So you'll be experiencing new products or, creative messages from the folks who partner with us, right? All that fundraising that we'll be doing. And so this is where our local businesses have an opportunity to help us deliver FIFA Fan Festival. And so I'm gonna share some fun kind of key demographics with you, and then tell you a little bit about the local supplier program. So again, the Fan Festival is a core experience. Here in Miami, we're looking forward to having a beautiful, wonderful, big fan festival, and with that, we're hoping to see maybe 30,000 people per day, right? And so that kind of goes back to the tourism and the visitors that we expect to be in the city. We expect big crowds and large crowds. Also, a lot of our international folks as well as local residents will be at our fan festival, right? So we'll get a mix of local and international set of folks. And then also, we know that our younger folks, our 18 to 34 for our age demographic, those are the people who kind of cling on to fan festivals. And then in addition to folks who have families, right? Because we also know that soccer is a common sport, it's a family sport, and et cetera, right? So that just kind of gives you some demographics and key insights on what Fan Festival will be, how big it'll be, and who will be there. So, as Alina said, our president and CEO, in the beginning of her remarks, we have advocated, or she has advocated with FIFA, for them to create our local supplier program. And so with that, FIFA has created a universal program that will run across host cities that will provide local suppliers, and we're not gonna say small businesses, but essentially it's our small business program. This local supplier program will be the opportunity where local suppliers in certain categories have an opportunity to work with us to help us deliver this big, beautiful fan fest here in Miami, right? And so how it will work is that a local supplier guide, essentially a list, a database, a marketplace of our local suppliers will be created, will be vetted by FIFA. And this list of businesses who are ready to work, who have the capacity to do the jobs that we need support with, will be able to apply for these opportunities. And it's gonna be great because this supplier marketplace is not just for us, it will be for the FIFA, right? Where we keep talking about the FIFA, it will be for them. And as Alina mentioned, FIFA has their contractors, right? They have their main contractors who are supporting them in the production of what they're doing specifically for the tournament. And so this local supplier marketplace will be supplied to them as they bid out for some of those contracts. And then of course, it'll be provided for us so that when we are having our next press conference, or we're having a breakfast for our board, or where we're having our next community event at a park, which you'll hear about soon, we have a list of businesses that are ready to go and provide the needs that we need. And so we don't have a slide on that yet. It's literally hot off the press. More information about the local supplier program will be rolling out soon. We're actually just now starting to engage with our business councils and our chambers to let them know what's coming, and through them we'll be sharing this information. But essentially with the local supplier program, the businesses that we're looking to connect with are folks who are in stage production, right? Essentially, we're putting on entertainment and activation events. So stage production, audio visual, printing and signage, right? Those are the core local suppliers that we're looking for, as well as decor. Plants, right? I was talking to our event producer and we're like, what are all the things? We need to dress the stage, right? Environmental and janitorial services, right? As we're having these large scale events. All of those types of businesses are the core businesses that we're looking to work with and connect with. But in addition to that, through this local supplier program, we also want to connect with businesses outside of that box because, as Janelle has hinted on, as Alina has said, we will be on the global stage with hosting World Cup. And we want to make sure that our local suppliers in all industries are thinking about building capacity. And what that means is thinking about, do I need to order more products? Do I need to have one or two more staff persons? How can I shift my marketing to soccer-centric content and messaging, right, to appeal to the visitors and travelers who will be here in town? So that is what we also want local suppliers, small businesses, businesses in general, to start thinking about now, right? Because again, in December, as it was mentioned, that is when the draw will happen. So that's when such and such club is gonna come in, so okay, that's a particular market, that's a particular club, this is a particular language, this is a particular, custom and tradition with this club, right? That's the type of target marketing and, brainstorming you wanna do, and you wanna kind of build out your own business plan around that. Because again, we're talking about 700,000 plus visitors in the city. And again, we say Miami, but we know it's not Miami. We know it's South Florida. And so as I continue with that, I'm gonna continue to share with you all, because if you don't leave with anything from today, I want you to leave with a lot of people are coming, right? So again, with Fan Festival, we're looking at seeing 30,000 people per day, right? These are folks who are gonna come to Miami Stadium and buy a ticket and watch a couple of matches, but Miami is only having 7 matches, but people love Miami. So we hear, even from some of our different consulates, that Folks will travel and stay in Miami and South Florida for over a month, and they'll go to a couple of games, but then they'll go to our fan festival, but then they'll probably maybe go to Atlanta, and then they'll maybe come back, you know, then maybe they'll go to LA for a couple of days, and they're gonna come back to Miami. So people, we want to press upon you that people will be in the city, and South Florida will be activated throughout. And when World Cup comes, right, that brings travelers, that brings hotel nights, right, hotel stays. And as many beautiful on-the-water properties that Miami has, we know we need Broward's beautiful properties, right? So FIFA has their VIPs that come into town, and they have their personnel that they have to have hosted at certain hotels, and there's not enough hotels, right? So we know folks will be activated in Broward. And so folks will be here for multiple nights, and they'll be bringing their family, and they'll also be attending other attractions while they're here in Miami. So that's what we want to press upon you as we continue to develop and build out our local supplier program. So essentially, the local supplier program, in a few more months, probably September, October, there'll be a larger rollout of that as we get closer to December, again, when we know what clubs are coming here. But we'll be able to provide a toolkit for you all to help people, you know, build capacity. We'll be able to share this data so you can make the best decisions for your business. And additionally, we'll be sharing with you what those key categories are that we're looking for suppliers to work with us. I think that's good. And again, another, some more stats here. 60% of, here we're talking about stats as it relates to viewership of Fan Festival, as it relates to viewership of FIFA content. Again, we want to press upon you that the world will be looking at what South Florida is doing, and it's your opportunity for your business to shine. It's your opportunity to get in front of the media that's going to be here, that's not only going to want to know what's happening with World Cup, they're going to want to know what's happening in our neighborhoods and how communities are getting ready for World Cup, or what businesses are down the street from, you know, Miami Stadium, or what's up in Broward. What else can people experience while they're here? So again, through the local supplier program, we want to interact with you. We want to support your business in any way that we can. There are specific opportunities that will be available for contract, again, in the event production realm. But in general, we're here as a resource to help you build capacity and allow you to get ready. Okay, so that is all for me. I'm going to kick it off to our Director of Community and Legacy, Jennifer Roach, and then we'll be back in a little bit to answer some questions.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing? I'm excited to be here. I also think that it's kind of cool to sit up there, so I'm having a good time. And in this role, I've been wearing a lot of hats. I never thought that this would be the pathway that I would end up in, but soccer has actually changed my life. So I'm going to talk about community and legacy because that is my baby. I care so much and deeply about investing and making sure that everyone has a chance to be a part of this amazing, once-in-a-generation type of experience that we have coming up in just a year. So community and legacy, all the dollars that we bring in as an organization, we are a nonprofit, so outside of our bottom line, the rest will be invested back into our community. So when we think about community and legacy, I think big. My wish list is through the roof, but obviously, you know, depending on how the funds go, we can make all of it happen. We are thinking broadly here. We want to make sure that we can have everything fit in. So we have created this overarching strategy focusing on the 3 pillars above. So access to football is pillar number 1. When we think of access to football, we think about fields. And a lot of conversations I've been having, everyone wants a field, everyone wants a pitch. A pitch and a field are all great, but, you know, That can only mean so much if we don't have properly educated coaches, if we don't have programs that are free of access and free of charge for kids in the community to learn and to grow from the sport and really access it. In the US and many other countries, the pay-for-play model is getting out of hand. So we've been talking to a lot of local nonprofits that offer programming free of charge for those students, really giving them the access to play the sport, but not only play the sport, but teach life skills through the game. So that's kind of the focus of our Access to Football pillar. In our sustainability pillar, we're thinking twofold. One, making sure the businesses that we're working with when it comes to Fan Fest and other activities we have around our community and legacy have that kind of reduced footprint. And then also making sure that we're keeping our beautiful South Florida landscape clean. So we're thinking beach cleanups, coral restoration, using some of the trash and recycling it and putting great, beautiful art installations, and then also educating throughout. Education is kind of the bottom line and kind of what underpins all the, initiatives that we want to do, whether it's targeting the youth, high school students, adults, and kind of everyone in between. And then the last bucket, community engagement, while we're all here today. This is a community and civic engagement. We will not be able to do this without you. This was a bid, collective bid to bring the World Cup here, and now that it's here, it's gonna be a collective bid to get through it, to show Miami and South Florida off to the world, and to make sure that we just have a blast along the way. So in the Access to Football pillar, we are a small staff, a staff of 12. Our department for community is just Janelle and myself. We had the pleasure of working at CONCACAF together for 3 years. I also was not a soccer fan, but I think I've spent close to 1,500 hours in coaches education and literally on the field. And my love from soccer came from the students and the coaches. I still don't have a favorite team, even though my family is from Ghana and I was born in the Ivory Coast, so I am rooting for my CAF teams. But I don't have a favorite team. It really came from spending time and seeing the passion that is in the community. Right here in South Florida, we have the region that we traveled with, the CONCACAF region, North America, Central America, South America, the Caribbean. It's all represented here, and it's so beautiful that we can all be a part of this together. With our community and legacy offerings, we are actually pleased to announce that a Miami youth tournament for kids, so a youth tournament World Cup, we will be supporting the organizers as an official sanctioned event. This tournament will be the largest youth tournament to ever happen. Not only is it going to be South Florida teams, but teams far as Tallahassee, all the way down to Monroe County, neighboring states, as well as global participants. This tournament will be from U8 to U19, so really making sure that all youth have a chance to participate, and it will also be recreational and competitive teams. As a host committee, our objectives are to make sure that whether you're a soccer team or whether you're a youth empowerment group, there is an opportunity to access and make it inclusive. So we'll be working with the organizers to identify different groups, to make sure that if they want to participate, they'll be able to participate in some form or fashion, to have volunteer days, and really use this opportunity to make kind of a splash for both the kids and the adults. So this tournament will run from the fall of 2025 all the way to just before the World Cup in 2026, and this will be a great initiative to really engage all of you. When we think about our community events outside of FanFest, we need everything across the board. We had our 1 year out celebration a couple weeks ago. We had our first soccer clinic and 250 kids came out, supported by CONCACAF, the Confederation, and they did a soccer clinic. They donated all the equipment for the kids. But when we think about what goes into a community event, photo and video, obviously, we need uniforms. We need athletic training services. We need tents and umbrellas. We need entertainment, dance teams, cheer teams, bands to kind of open up the ceremony. So really thinking across the board. Of course, we need meals too to feed all the kids. So really anything you think business-wise, all of our events will have some level of that. And then piggybacking off of what Lindsay says when it comes to the FIFA delegates, world leaders and delegates will be here, and they'll be hosting their countrymen and women here. And they'll be asking us for venues. They'll be looking for venues and other opportunities to kind of have these type of events and to host. So community and legacy is where we really have so much flexibility outside of the Fan Fest, outside of the matches that are controlled by FIFA, but this is where we get to have fun and really engage everyone. Volunteerism and making sure that, again, we are South Florida, we're united in this mission, and we're gonna have some fun. And in our community engagement pillar is all the things we've listed. So we want to be very transparent. We've been starting to do over the last 3 months now, since I've really gotten my legs in the organization, traveling and meeting with governments, with nonprofits, really trying to get a feel for what you guys need. We're not the experts, and we're leaning on you guys, and we need your help to deliver when the time comes. So really focusing on business support, having these kind of town halls, and then when we think about the World Cup, yes, soccer is obviously the objective, but it's more than soccer. It's using the platform and the draw of soccer to then trickle down into other areas and other issues that need to be addressed. So when we think about the UN Sustainable Development Goals, the UN has a program called Football for the Goals, and so we're hoping to partner with CONCACAF and US Soccer and other governing bodies that are a part of those initiatives to then see how do we address hunger through this platform that we have for the next 1.5 plus. How do we address inequality? How do we use the draw that we have, the eyes that we'll have on us, the money that's coming in to then change lives through the game? And that's our objective here. And that's it. Oh, actually, that's not it. So now that all the talking is done, we're gonna get into some trivia. I have a couple questions. I've switched it up because I recognize a few faces in here, so you guys have heard my spiel before. I'll start with easy questions, and then we'll go a little harder to see who my soccer experts are.
What we'll do for the trivia is whoever raised their hands first, I'll be like managing the...
Okay, yes. And we have our interns here. So also we launched our internship program. So we'll be taking interns on kind of like a rolling basis from now throughout the games. All that information is on our website. So feel free to send in those applications and we'll be reviewing them on a rolling basis. So we have our first summer cohort here that will be helping with the trivia. So we'll start off easy. Who can name the 3 countries that are hosting the 2026 World Cup? Yeah.
US, Mexico, and Canada.
Yes, correct. Second, how many teams will be playing in the expanded 2026 World Cup format? Yes. Which city and stadium will be hosting the World Cup final in 2026? True, okay, you're right. See, trick question, because she knows the branding is going to be taken off the stadium, correct? Okay. Which city will not host a World Cup match in 2026? Oh, I'm going to give you some options. Okay. Which city will not host the World Cup in 2026? LA, San Francisco, Atlanta, Rio de Janeiro, or Las Vegas? Yeah. That was a collective effort. I'll let Paola decide. Yes, yes, correct, yes. Who won the 2022 World Cup? I saw your hand first in the green. Yes. Bonus question. Okay, so Argentina. Yes. Okay, so bonus add-on question for another point. Who? I need additional eyes. Okay. Well, you guys are pre-raised, so let me finish the question. Who was Argentina playing in that final match? Yes. Yeah, France. Yes. Okay. Who has won the most FIFA World Cup titles? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay, bonus question. Who? Okay, bonus question to that. How many titles has Brazil won? In the black with the glass, yeah. Yes, even though I heard a lot of people shouting out the answers. Okay, how many more do we have? We'll do 3 more. Okay, 3 more. Okay, last question. Who is the only country to have won both the men's and the women's World Cup? Oh, yeah.
The one with
Yeah.
you raised your hand first, yeah. Can you say the answer? Spain.
No, that's not it. Correct. Yeah. Yeah. No, Brazil's not correct either. I heard it. Who said it?
Who was next?
Yes, it's Germany.
Germany?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Right here.
Yeah. Testing 1, 2.
All right, we'll go into the next segment because I know that the host committee has to leave. They're very busy with a lot of activity because it's also right now, I don't know if it was mentioned, but it's FIFA Club, right? Going on until when? What date?
That's a good question. I just want to also say whatever happens with FIFA Club has nothing to do with us
okay.
because we are just using it as a learning, but that's all FIFA is overseeing that. So we're operations, safety, security. That's how we're, really leveraging club as learnings. Oh.
July when?
Okay, see,
Okay.
Miami's July 1st.
Yeah, July 1st is our last,
okay.
but you should get a scarf for knowing how to answer the question over the CMO.
If there's an extra.
Can we get her a scarf back there? Thank you.
Yeah, if they have an extra, we'll get it. So we'll do just a few Q&A because also we have other special guests that are going to be speaking, including Inter Miami. Gustavo, let's give a round of applause. Gustavo's with Inter Miami, and he has to also leave a little bit earlier. So we're going to kind of take just a few questions from the audience or comments, and then we're going to move on to the next part of our presentation. So anybody, I see a raise of hand right here. And let me see.
Sure. Hi. Thank you, Paula. My name is Sean Matthew. I am a Director of Business Development for NDZ. We are a full-service IT company that's based in Pembroke Pines, and I have my boss here, Mr. Joy. The question is specifically for the supplier program, and also specifically about what are the opportunities for companies that specialize in IT for this FIFA 2026 here in Broward. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you for the question. So, with the local supplier program, we will soon roll out the categories that we're looking for. Again, a lot of the opportunities, and I will tell you, and this is the good reason why you're here, because you're getting the news, the good information, is that a lot of the opportunities will be event specific, right? So we're again looking for stage producers. We're looking for folks who kind of already work in the event production industry. Of course, outside of that, again, transportation, printing, signage, environmental services. Those will be most of the contracts probably that will be available. However, it also is upon us to figure out what our needs are as well, as we're doing things outside of the box. We're having other needs outside of FIFA to see where we can partner with businesses and other brands. But that is one thing that is specific to this event, because essentially we're having an event, a viewing party, a live event, and that's our industry. That's we're in sports, and that's particularly what our needs are. So they're going to be a little bit more specific in that area. But please do still reach out to us, because as folks, again, are reaching out to us for other things that they're having and they're activating in different ways, there may be opportunities there.
Yeah, and I can just add to that, in terms of IT, and just to get specific to there are going to be a huge number of IT needs, right? We're looking at how we're going to be, programming what our Fan Fest is going to look like. We're looking at global broadcast through feeds. We need to give access to all the media that's going to be coming from all over and running those lines. And so the IT it's going to be a huge part of everything that we're doing. So that will definitely be a major category for us when we're looking at business.
I saw a question in the back there. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Cindy. Obviously, the question is related to that. How do we keep track, or how do we get informed as the information comes out? Is it through the chambers? How do we keep connected to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So that is an example about. Today is an example of staying in contact with your business community, right? So we're here because of the work of Paola and the division of the small business here. So we will be working with our chambers, all of them. As we mentioned, we know South Florida is diverse, so whether it's the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, whether it's the Miami-Dade, the Greater Miami, all of our chambers of commerce and councils will be rolling out this information once it's available. But I also want to give everybody our email, where you can go ahead and send us an email and ask us some of those questions. We didn't get a chance to share that email as well. And if you're interested in the local supplier program and receiving that information, you can send an email to us at info@miamifwc26.com, and that's where we'll start to kind of create a thread, and we'll start to roll out our information once it's available. But we'll add you to our list. So if you put local supplier in the subject line, I'll flag it and I'll add you to our list once we start rolling out that information. But a key component is staying in community with our business councils and our chambers, because that's who we're going to rely on to share info.
Can you repeat the email, please?
Yes, absolutely. And I'm going to make sure that it's
And
right.
we're gonna email we're gonna send the email to everybody via email, but you can repeat it one last time slowly.
Sure. And so don't everyone email us at once, right?
Yeah.
Well, you might break the system. It's info@miamifwc26.com. info@miamifwc26.com. And then also, obviously, you can visit our website.
Yeah.
And our website is miamifwc26.com. So our website, miamifwc26.com, we have, a community tab there. We have all the tabs there where you can send us a note and a message as well.
So we have one from Janae, and then we have another question up front. Well, first.
Sorry, I was going to finish. Now,
No, two, it's too much. You get one per person. Go ahead. That's okay. Go ahead now.
Are you guys only focusing on that FAM program, or are you also open to have other feature events with different initiatives? Or are you only focusing on that? Or would you be open to partner with different communities through the counties?
Yeah, so although FanFest is our main area of focus, right, it's a huge undertaking for the host committee, there are all different types of events. So we cater to not only sponsor-driven events, to different delegations, to teams coming in. We work directly with FIFA when, the players are going to be coming in with their families. There are training sites that are going to require hospitality. The amount of events that are going to be happening across South Florida it will be in the hundreds. And again, we're saying, it's usually we work one city, right? A major event happens in one city. We are competing when it comes to, vendors and services across the U.S. So that's why we're really going to be tapping into our local suppliers and businesses and making sure that when people are coming to us for permits, for approvals, so that we sanction a lot of these events, so that we, even though we're not going to be controlling them, we're going to be helping guide all of these brands and different delegations that are going to be coming in. So yes, there are going to be all different types of events. As you've seen so far, there will not only be community events that really becomes the bulk of what we end up doing. Around Super Bowl, we would do like 5 different events a week, everything from press conferences that we do need IT needs and staging and decor, you name it, we are going to need it. So that's why we want to make sure that we know what you guys are capable of doing, that we have these preferred vendors list. And Lindsay, thus far has been doing an amazing job, and she's really driving this. So as more information comes out, make sure you follow us on our website, because all of the resources we're going to have there, and make sure that we are sharing it with our partners as well. So
We have another question.
Hi, my name is LaQuantis Morton. My question is about branding and when it comes to just example T-shirts. What is the rules and when you guys are going to put it out for the proper way to brand the requirements so we don't?
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, intellectual property is extremely, extremely protected, much more so than I think even the NFL. So there are no branded materials that can be produced using the intellectual property unless it comes as a direct request outside from the host committee or commercial sponsors that work directly, with FIFA. So you get an understanding. We have what are called supporters, and we only have 10 spots for supporters. And those 10 supporters that are our highest level of donors, essentially, are going to be able to use the intellectual property of the host committee, which, as you can see, it will not be with the trophy. So people are paying millions and millions of dollars to be able to have that intellectual property. So do not go rogue, because you will get shut down. You will receive a letter from the lawyer. Again, what we're trying to do is make sure we have so many different cities, so many districts that want to work with us. We're putting together what we call a third brand. And this is something that we did very successfully during Super Bowl. I don't know if anybody remembers the hashtag Live It Miami. But we created that, and it was a call to action to the world, and that was something that we could use. It was not, because it was Super Bowl LIV, so we added the E to it and got very tricky and got creative around that. But we were able to tell, when we were working with the Palm Beaches, they could say, come live it Palm Beaches, come live at Miramar, come live at Broward, and we gave a lot of flexibility on that. So we're currently working with our tourism boards to come up with that third brand, again, so that you guys can all feel that your businesses are part of it, it's linked to it, but that you don't get in trouble and try and use the official intellectual property of World Cup. So we're working
a couple
that.
more questions.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you so much for all of this amazing information. This is a very exciting time for all of us. My name is Rory Lee. I'm the CEO of Makeup by Rory Incorporated. My company does hair, makeup, and wardrobe for television and film production. If I can lend you any of my resources or support services, I'm a major part of Film Lauderdale and Film Florida. We were part of Film, the Business Connect for the last Super Bowl. I've worked the last couple of Super Bowls, as well as with the Tennis Channel, with the Miami Open. So my company, as well as my resources, are available to you ladies.
Thank you, Rory. We all like makeup over here. We got to cover up these bags with some concealer, but thank you so much.
Good afternoon. My name is David Maitland. I'm the president of Keturah Entertainment, LLC. First, I would like to say, you said in December, the clubs will know what clubs. It's not clubs, it's country.
Countries,
So that's a
yeah.
correction. That's country. Now, you also said for FanFest. FanFest use a lot of LED screens and stuff like that. So would you be using small businesses for those type of events? My company rents and install those LED screens.
Yes, absolutely. Today we're missing our events producer, Randy Friedman, but she is phenomenal. She's known in South Florida, especially in Miami Beach, for her productions. And so, yes, as we have larger contractors, we will need additional folks like yourself to help us produce and to project, right? Because there's going to be many things going on at the same time at Fan Festival, as you know. So I would say, your business especially would be, someone that we'd be looking for. So please do send us a message, and we want to make sure that you get the information and the opportunities that may be available with FanFest. Yep.
Absolutely.
Good afternoon. I'm Elliot Durant. I'm the founder of Pure Water Factory. We're basically the only alkaline water provider here in South Florida. I'm the sponsor of the Vegan Block Party, the Miami Symphony Orchestra at 4th of July. I've done Girls Got Game with the county. I just did your awards ceremony here in Lauderhill, and I'll be partnering, thanks God, to be the water with Broward County School System. I'm also private labeling for the Miami-Dade Public School System now. I supply the city of Miami solid waste, on and on. The one thing that I didn't hear is hydration. I know Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
We know them well.
Yeah, yeah.
But I am the only one that is the Miami company and the Miami-Dade company and registered with city, county, public schools, Miami. I'm a lobbyist with you guys, with them, everybody. I've done the Teenage Suicide Summit Prevention with Udonis Haslam, the NAMI Walk at Miami Stadium. I'm the one that set up the 4 stations around there with all the bottles, and I did it by myself. I didn't have a staff. I'm here, and
Amazing.
I want to be able to do the Fan Fest for you, because the one thing that they're all going to do is drink water. Sustainability. Let's get the bottles off. Let's do 5-gallon bottles, which I can also provide, with hand pumps and all kinds of things like that. And then the other thing is players and most people, a lot of people here, anybody use a CPAP machine, sleep apnea?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. I'm also the provider of the sleep apnea water. That's all the all the MSC cruise ships, and I'm the only one that does it. And I'm hooked up with SC Solutions, and we are also connected with the entire Eastern Caribbean, and we are registered.
Amazing.
So let's talk.
Let's talk. Sign up. And I will say a fun fact. For the Super Bowl in 2020, the reason that the Hard Rock Stadium has the gold sustainability certification is that we eliminated 94% of all single-use plastic during the actual game day, and at our Fan Fest was single-use plastic-free. So again, that's at the heart of everything we're doing, sustainability. We know it'll be June and July and very, very hot outside, so we want to make sure that everybody is safe and hydrated. So please make sure that you register with us, because there'll be a lot of need. So thank you.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Okay, because in interest of time, and we want to hear from Inter Miami before he leaves, we're going to do a couple more questions. So I know you've been raising.
Hola.
Okay, 1 year, and then the question here. Yes.
Miss Feliciano, ¿podría hacerme el favor de traducir? Gracias. Mi nombre es Sonia Rodríguez y tengo
My
dos
name is Sonia
asuntos.
Rodriguez, and I have 2 responsibilities.
Primero es unas agencias de viaje de Sudamérica.
The first is a travel agency from South America.
Están teniendo problemas para obtener los visados para los turistas.
Now there's some problems with obtaining visas for the tourists.
Pues quisiera pedir el favor de que se revise este asunto para que se suavice un poco el tema, porque pues los perfiles de las personas eran óptimos.
So she's asking the favor to look into this because there's an issue with getting visas to come to the games.
El segundo asunto
Second responsibility.
es para mi agencia de viajes aquí en Miami-Dade.
And for her travel agency here in Miami-Dade.
Estamos buscando una persona inversionista interesada en turismo.
We're looking for an investor interested in tourism.
Para patentar una nueva línea turística
to patent a new touristic line that they're developing.
Gracias, voy a
Thank
estar
you.
por acá.
Va a ser de networking después para networking. Okay, and then the last question, because we have to move on the program, but we'll send information on how you can send emails and get in touch with the committee and share your services and ask questions. Go ahead.
Thank you, especially a presentation on the education and the legacy afterwards. So I was just wondering what opportunities you'll have for local schools or collaborating in the education sector.
So we are exploring a lot of partnerships. We've been working with all the kind of government agencies, as well as identifying through the Children's Trust and other organizations, kind of their list of organizations and schools that they work with. A lot of our partners working in the infrastructure space will have these mini pitches that will be going in at schools. So we are hoping then to be able to control the type of programming and the educational piece that will be matched to those fields. So a lot of moving parts, and there's kind of all those people in the right place, but definitely schools are our target, because not only obviously having the kids play the game, but upskilling the coaches and things like that. So through education is our goal, but trying to explore those partnerships and see where they land. But we're reaching out to schools and inviting them to our event. So make sure, again, you're following our social media and send me an email so I can keep you top of mind when we're having our festivals.
Thank you very much. And again, we want to thank the Miami Host Committee. Let's give them another round of applause. We're very excited to, as a community, come together and help you with your objectives and your goal. And I know that our office, Maribel, will be available to assist in any way that we can to bring the word out to the community, such as today. So thanks again. And another important part of our community, as soccer, or as we can say football, is becoming more and more important, is Inter Miami. So from Inter Miami, we have Gustavo. Mark, and Gustavo, can you join us, please? I know you have to leave early too, so please join us. And Gustavo will tell you a little bit about the opportunities with Inter Miami, what's happening with the new stadium in Miami, and a lot of good news and how you can get involved. Thank you so much, Gustavo. Thank you. Thank you.
Do we have any Inter Miami fans in the house? I was hoping. I was going to say, if that wasn't loud, we were in trouble, right? So basically I work primarily on the premium side for Inter Miami. So I do a lot of work with small businesses from all levels, right? I do small businesses, enterprise. The big thing I always tell everybody is come see us, right? Come see us, come have a conversation with us. We are a South Florida company. We are very interested and very intrigued in working with you, learning from you, and finding opportunities to work together, right? Basically, there's several different ways to work with us. You can work with us as a vendor, which is a way that's always a nice point of entry, right? From a sponsorship perspective, we do always work with companies as well. And the big one, the one that I manage and the one that's my favorite, right, selfishly, is the game day, right? So we have, to me, the coolest experience in sports, and not to make every other sport jealous, right? Especially my South Florida folks, there's a lot of cool things we have. We have what we call field level suites, right? Imagine courtside seats, except you have an entire suite attached to them. It is, if you have not seen it, come by. I'm happy to give you a tour of the stadium. It is an absolutely phenomenal experience. You are 10 feet off the pitch. I always say you can see how well the players shaved based upon how close you are. So it's a very unique opportunity. It's great, especially for client interaction. It's absolutely massive. It's something that we do a lot and something that's very popular for us. So I know, as Paula said, I can't stay too long, so my apologies, but my door is open. I'm going to make sure my contact information goes out to Paula so you guys all have it. Reach out to me. Come see me at the stadium. Come check out our Experience Center down in Miami, where we're actually starting to show and convert our current season ticket members. We're opening doors for a lot of local businesses, so you guys can start seeing how you can get involved. We have, basically, it's a model of what we're going to be doing for the new district. It is not just the stadium. It is an entire experience. It is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I'm sure you've seen some parts of it, but there's a lot more you haven't seen, a lot of things that are coming down the pipeline soon that we're excited to tell you guys about. But my door is open. Please use me as a resource. I know we've talked a lot about South Florida as a whole, right? It's not Miami, it's not Broward, it's not Palm Beach. We are all one community. We have our current stadium now in Fort Lauderdale. We have our training facilities, which we continue to use in Fort Lauderdale, so we are not leaving Broward. Our game day atmosphere and our game day is going to be at Miami Freedom Park, right? But there's still a lot of things we're going to be doing throughout all of South Florida. So reach out to me. You'll have my cell. You'll have my email. Don't hesitate. Come out to some matches. Come out and see us on a business perspective as well. Let's have a conversation. Let's get to know each other and see how we can work together. Gustavo. Yeah.
And we'll send also your contact info, right?
Yes, Paula can. She'll send out the info to everyone. So I can't stay, but don't hesitate to reach out to me. Please, please, please. We want to talk to you.
Definitely. We want to be involved too with Inter Miami. Thank you so much, Gustavo, for coming. And also, we're not finished because we have a special VIP guest that flew in all the way from France. And he's bringing here the FIFA ball. So he's going to tell the story of how he came here. And I'd like to invite Gabrielle to come. And we're going to also have an opportunity at the end to do a photo op. You can have a photo op outside with one of the official FIFA balls signed by Infantino, the president of FIFA, Ronaldo, many celebrities. So I'll invite Gabrielle to come up and say a few words. Okay. Here's the ball. So we'll have an opportunity while Gabriel gets settled. Yes, yes. We're very honored that he brought the ball to us today, and by special invitation from FIFA and Infantino to come and visit us and talk a little bit about the ball itself with the opportunity for a fun photo op after, and as well about a little bit about him because he's going to bring some interesting event for youth empowerment for the soccer. So we're going to have some events here in Broward. So bienvenue, Gabriel. Let's give him a round of applause. And I'll send this side so I can do and I might have to translate a little bit, but you'll start in English, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Gabriel.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Because anytime I talk, good morning, good night, I like English. I like American accent. But American accent is very, very speed. So after, if you want to talk, you speak at me, go slow, because after, I don't know. Okay. I have, nice, merci beaucoup. Okay. I have my speech, but Paula?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, thank you. Please, you translate my speech.
I will translate, yes.
Yeah. It's not great. No, it's great, but it's not full. Yeah. Okay. So I continue in French and Paola translate in English. Je m'appelle Monsieur Gabriel Vaugossin.
Mon nom est Gabriel. No, sorry, I'm translating French. I'm getting confused with all the language. My name is Gabriel Vaugossin. I hope I pronounce it well. I'm going to start talking Italian now.
Ok. Alors, je suis actuellement aux États-Unis parce que je suis l'invité spécial du président Gianni Infantino.
So the reason I'm here is I had a special invitation from President Gianni Infantino.
Parce que je suis le porteur du ballon officiel de la Coupe du Monde des clubs qui se joue actuellement aux États-Unis.
So because I received one of the official balls from the Miami FIFA, for the FIFA club that's happening this month.
C'est un ballon assez spécial parce que on ne joue pas avec ce ballon et il a été fabriqué exclusivement pour le FI Institute, qui est un événement majeur auquel a participé le président Trump en février dernier.
So this is a special ball that was presented especially for the games now that was produced, and it's a special ball not for playing, but also he's going to mention some of the autographs that have honored this ball. Yes.
Il n'existe que 2 exemplaires de ce ballon. Le premier exemplaire.
There's only 2 versions of this specific ball.
Le premier exemplaire est à la Maison Blanche
The first one is at the White House,
et le deuxième exemplaire est au Broward Country.
and
en
the
ce moment.
second one is in Broward County today. So we're very honored to have the ball here. Thank you for bringing it. Can you mention also who signed the ball, because you have a few signatures? I see you have a few autographs.
À la fin.
Oh, at the end.
Yeah,
Okay,
the-
we'll
in
mention
the
at the
end.
end some autographs. Okay.
Alors, à part porter le ballon de la FIFA, dans la vie de tous les jours, je suis président du système européen de coopération.
So in addition for my special invitation this time with FIFA, I'm also part of a nonprofit which is called the European Cooperation System.
C'est un organisme international à but non lucratif qui est basé en France.
It's a nonprofit based in France.
Notre organisme lutte contre la pauvreté à travers le monde.
So our nonprofit is to fight against poverty around the world.
Nous,
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it deserves a round of applause.
nous faisons également dans la promotion de l'éducation et de l'emploi des jeunes.
We're also promoting youth empowerment education for the youth.
En Afrique, nous aidons les jeunes à créer des entreprises, à créer des micro-entreprises par les programmes entrepreneuriaux.
So in Africa, for example, we help the youth promote micro-enterprises and startup programs in Africa.
Nous soutenons également les jeunes filles dans les frais de scolarité de leur parcours scolaire.
We also support young women with their scholarship and opportunities for education.
Et à cet effet, je remercie encore les Nations Unies parce que c'est aussi au titre de tous ces projets que je suis ambassadeur des objectifs de développement durable, d'où l'insigne que vous voyez sur.
And also would like to thank the United Nations who have received as well a Sustainable Goal Award in support of their initiatives.
Pour les préparatifs de la Coupe du Monde qui aura lieu aux États-Unis, au Mexique et au Canada l'année prochaine,
So in preparations to the activities from FIFA that will take place in Mexico, United States, and Canada,
nous avons un projet que nous sommes en train de préparer. En fait, nous avons deux projets que nous préparons actuellement aux États-Unis.
we have two special projects that we're preparing to look to host in the United States.
Le premier projet, c'est la deuxième édition du Forum mondial des jeunes pour l'économie.
So the first project is the second edition of the Youth Forum Empowerment Forum that's going to be for the economy.
Yeah. C'est un projet que nous associons à la Coupe du Monde. La première édition avait eu lieu l'année dernière. C'était spécial Jeux olympiques de Paris.
So last year, the first edition was a special edition on the Olympics in Paris.
Et la seconde édition est dédiée à la Coupe du Monde. Du coup, ce sera le Forum mondial des jeunes spécial Coupe du Monde.
And the second
États-Unis
edition will
2006.
be dedicated to the FIFA World Cup 2026.
C'est un événement qui regroupera plus de 300 jeunes qui viendront du monde entier.
It will reunite over 300 youth that will travel from all over the world,
Repartis entre 120 pays.
that are representing 120 countries.
Et
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Ces 300 jeunes, notre ambition.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, deserves a round of applause. Yeah. Bravo.
Notre ambition, this ambition.
Their ambition
OK. Notre ambition, c'est de permettre aux 300 jeunes
to allow the 300 youth
qui viendront du monde entier,
that will come from all over the world
qui soient accueillis
To be
ici en Floride,
to be received here in Florida,
tout frais payé par notre comité d'organisation.
all freight paid by our nonprofit and board of organizers.
Billets d'avion, hôtel, nourriture, transport, joie.
The whole trip will be financed by our organization to bring this youth here to Florida. Yeah. Thank you.
Notre objectif ici, c'est de permettre à ces jeunes de découvrir, premièrement, pour beaucoup d'entre eux, découvrir l'Amérique.
The first objective is to allow them to broaden their horizon and discover America.
travailler avec les jeunes talents qui sont ici aux États-Unis,
collaborate with the youth that is here in the United States,
participer au projet de développement durable,
to participate in sustainable development,
apprendre sur les technologies avancées, technologies
learn
du
about
futur,
high-end and high-tech innovation and technologies,
et promouvoir la paix.
and to promote peace.
Et cette ambition, nous voulons le réaliser avec votre soutien.
And this ambition, we'd love to engage all of you to support us in this mission. Thank you.
Pendant les 3 jours du forum qui se tiendra donc pour cet événement,
For the 3 days that we'll take for this event,
nous avons programmé des matchs de gala.
they'd like to have also some soccer match involved in the program.
Par exemple, nous avons un match qui est déjà programmé. Ce sera États-Unis, Mexique, Canada contre le reste du monde.
Oh, so they're already planning a match that is the 3 countries hosting FIFA, Mexico, Canada, and United States, with the countries around the world, yes.
Nous avons également prévu de faire visiter les entreprises américaines de Floride, faire visiter les entreprises à ces jeunes qui viendront du monde
Also
entier.
for the youth to go and visit the local businesses here, to tour some of our local businesses.
Et nous mettrons en place un fonds qui aidera les jeunes filles dans les zones rurales à développer le sport dans leur zone, dans leur pays.
To also help the young women to develop sport activities in rural areas in their countries. Yeah, that's great.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Oui.
Le deuxième
Le
événement.
deuxième projet,
Yeah, the second.
le deuxième projet que nous allons réaliser dans les prochains jours,
That is already starting planning in the upcoming days.
c'est la deuxième édition du Forum mondial, la deuxième édition du Forum universel du leadership féminin.
So the second edition of our other event for the Women Leadership Forum. Yes.
L'année dernière, nous avons organisé ce forum au Parlement européen en France.
Last year, we organized this event at the French Parliament in France, in Strasbourg, right? In Strasbourg, France.
Et cette année, nous voulons le faire avec le soutien du Broward Country et surtout le très grand soutien du FITSE.
And this year, they would like to invite all these wonderful women leaders to FITSE and have our support as well. Yes. Yay.
Et pour cela, pour remercier le FITSE pour la confiance qu'ils sont en train de nous donner,
And also to thank FITSE for this warm welcome and Broward County Office of Economic today.
nous mettons tout en œuvre pour faire venir les premières dames, les femmes présidentes, les femmes d'affaires de différents pays, venant d'Afrique, venant du Moyen-Orient, venant d'Europe.
So we're working very hard. Some of the elite guests that we've invited in the first edition would like to invite again are women presidents, prime ministers, first ladies, female vice presidents, other high-level governments, and other high-level businesswomen.
Et nous n'oublions pas l'Amérique latine.
And let's not forget Latin America. We're inviting the whole world.
L'idée, c'est de permettre à ce que toutes ces femmes leaders qui sont dans les différents pays du monde puissent également collaborer avec les femmes d'affaires et les femmes leaders américaines.
The objective is all these women leaders that are coming from all over the world to be able to collaborate with our women leaders here, but also with the greater community as a whole.
C'est pour ça que nous avons choisi le FITSE, parce qu'il y a cet aspect économique, cet aspect collaboratif et cet aspect leadership.
That's why we selected to invite them at FITSE, because they had this aspect of world collaboration and economic collaboration around the world.
Alors, donc, nous lançons aussi un appel pour cet événement, pour toutes les femmes leaders qui sont dans cette salle ou même qui sont ailleurs et qui sont intéressées à participer au Forum universel du leadership féminin. Nous sommes à votre disposition pour vous inclure dans ce magnifique et incroyable programme.
So we're available for further discussion to include you and learn about all of you, how you want to be involved with all the programs I mentioned. And we're going to also have a photo op, right?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to have, so the rest of our program, thank you so much, Gabriel. We're going to have some closing remarks, and then we're going to open the networking, but also have this special opportunity. We'll have, we're going to be outside, or maybe, what do you think? Outside or, yeah, outside. by the, there's going to be a step and repeat. And you can have a picture, opportunity to take a picture with the ball and also to interact with Gabriel. Yes, a quick question? I think you're bringing a lot of them during FIFA. Go ahead. Oh, she's asking when is it going to be the women's leadership event? Yes, or when you're bringing, I know that you're talking about bringing them around the time of FIFA. So we'll be announcing the date soon. Yeah, but definitely there'll be a delegation of the women that are part of the first edition that will be involved as well in the FIFA event and invited, which is October 22 and 23. Yes.
So, merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Gabrielle. Thank you. Thank you. Well, did we have a good program? Did you enjoy the program today? Yes. I think this is great, and I'm also thanking everybody that joined us virtually because we have a lot of things coming up. But before everybody goes and stand up, just wanted to say a few last words. First of all, with thanking you, but also for FIFA. I know that there are some country chairs in the room. We have also Sustainable Agro Fashion Tech Week. Can you wave to everybody? Roger in the back, who's going to have also some activities at FIFA. We're going to have not only it's beyond fashion, all about sustainability. We just mentioned sustainability a lot during this presentation. Some country chairs. Joy is here. I know there's Atik. Well, I don't know if he left, but I just want to thank everybody. And again, we look forward to seeing you at our next event, July 15th. I'm going to put on the screen a link tree so you can be the first to register for some of our upcoming events. They get full very fast, as you can see. Doing business with Japan, July 15th. Again, we mentioned at the beginning the micro grant, right, program, if you're looking for participate in that. And of course, the FIFA link, where look out for save the date, October 22 and 23 at the Convention Center, and we're going to open registration very soon. So we'll put up a slide that you can link and get all the links. I'm going to put it up there right now. Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.